Hello, folks. Good to see you here again. This is Always at the Top podcast, and I am your host, TK. This podcast, as you now have seen, is thought to be at your service with absolutely no profit from my part, and I am trying to be as much as thoughtful, scientifically based, and to give my 100% effort so each and every one of you can be reminded of the immense potential that you have inside. Today's topic will be emotions and the way to control them. But first, let's ask a question. What are emotions? According to the Advanced Learning Dictionary, an emotion is a strong feeling such as love, fear, or anger. It can be experienced as pleasant or unpleasant and can have three components. A subjective experience, so it can be experienced with different perspectives from different people. B, an increase in physiological measure such as the heart rate. And C, it might have a tendency to flee from the situation provoking the emotion. But the following question arises: why are we so dictated by them? Why do we allow emotions to control our thoughts, actions, and basically our lives? Emotions clearly are important into our lives, but the thing is, why do we allow them to control us? For example, let's take fear as an example of emotions. We all have fears, irrational or rational, doesn't matter. If somebody has the fear of altitude, this does not mean that he cannot or she cannot take the courage to jump from 2,000 feet above Earth. Then why most of the people don't even try to jump, of course safely with all the gadget and instructors, from an airplane? Why do we get so much affected by the emotion of fear in this case? This brings us to discuss a little bit more of the nature of emotions. Emotions are mental states brought on by neurophysiological changes variously associated with thoughts, feelings, behaviors, responses, and a degree of pleasure or displeasure. Emotions are complex, clearly. According to Shearer's model, there are five components of emotions. This model of emotions include: 1. Cognitive appraisal, which provides an evolution of events and objects. 2. Bodily symptoms, the physiological component of emotional experiences. 3. Action tendencies, a motivated component for the preparation and direction of motor responses. 4. Expression, facial and vocal expression, almost always accompanies on emotional state to communicate reaction and the intention of actions. And 5. Feelings, the subjective experience of emotional state once it has occurred. Think about the fear of altitude, for example, that we took earlier, which almost everyone has it, including me. Think how we process that emotion. Just as we get the proposal from a friend to jump with parachutes, we immediately began to evaluate different scenarios, events, and even objects that will be involved. And then, just by one thought, our heart rate starts to increase, and maybe we do some facial and vocal expressions too. And this brings us to respond and to take action by saying no. And then we start to communicate our why of our reaction and intention to say no. At last but not least, we express our feelings about that emotion, and everyone begins to see it visually. But how to get rid of over these emotions and start living a bit so we can experience life itself? Well, it is been said that in the other side of the river stands stoically accomplishment. But one might ask, what if in the river lives a monster? Well, courage. Courage to face our fears and to dissolve them for the sake of living, and to challenge ourselves so we can accomplish everything that we deem important into our lives. Even though the river in Africa is full of crocodiles, the gazelles are crossing the river because they know that on the other side of that river lies a valley full of food, calm, and beauty. Courage can do that. Courage can bring you from one side to the other side. We need to have a vision of what awaits us on the other side, what awaits us on the other side. What are our goals? We have to have good reasons too to accomplish this transformative task, whatever they may be. So get a visual of the other side of the river, get your goals done, see yourself living in the other side of the river, and you will live the life of your dreams. In order for you to overcome fear, your dreams must be bigger than your fears. Otherwise, you will stand where you are, afraid of accomplishing anything in life. I'm going to repeat that for you again. In order for you to overcome fear, your dreams must be bigger than your fears. In order for you to overcome fear, your dreams must be bigger than your fears. Have a great supportive network of family and friends and colleagues. Overcome the emotions, whether they are pleasurable or unpleasurable. You need to have a small group of people who supports you, give you ideas, gives you thoughts, gives you directions on how to overcome your emotions, whatever they may be. Having this type of supportive network bring you to a new level of understanding, and they will always remind you in difficult times your why. Why are you doing that? Why do you want to overcome a specific fear? They will remind you your reasons, your goals, and they will keep you on track, and you will progress. They will remind you the times when you fearlessly overcame everything that came your way. So make sure to have a great supportive network of family, friends, and colleagues. It does not mean that you have to have a quantitative based safely group. No, just a small group of people will do the job. Get rid of the toxicity that surrounds you. You don't need it. You don't need any more toxic environments in your life. You don't need their yes. You just don't need it. You need to remind yourself, and you need to be strongly mentally, and you need to remind yourself that you can do it no matter what others say. Don't tell big dreams to small-minded people. Be aware of that. Not everyone will understand you. They will do whatever they can to put you down and to put your dreams down, disappoint you. and make you feel like you are a nobody. Get rid of the toxicity that surrounds you because you just don't need it anymore. Now you know better. You need to do better. You need to take care of your relationships, on where you spend your day. Remember, these are just emotions. Fear, love, anger are just emotions. So you can control them by just one thought. They don't hold the power to control you unless you give them the power. You hold the power, so you control yourself. Just remember, they are only emotions. You have to observe them. You have to tell yourself that this too shall pass. You don't have to be stuck into this trap that your mind is creating. You need to breathe away these emotions, observe them, and decrease the intensity that they hold upon you. Breathe every time a large amount of oxygen into your system, and then allow the dioxide carbon to get out slowly, and this will reduce your heart rate, and you will be more in control over your body, emotions, and mind. The next thing that I would suggest is to start reading about emotions. We as humans tend to neglect reading because we think that we know about everything, and we tend to give our power to something that we don't even understand because we don't even know what we are facing. But what I suggest is start reading about emotions. Listen to audiobooks, ebooks, buy some physical ones, and start reading so you can have a better knowledge and you can face your emotions better next time. The power belongs to the whoever has the information. Remember that always. So start to get informed and to have a really foundational knowledge about this topic. Dedicate your time to explore the world, nature, different cultures, different people. This world is beautiful. You don't have to get stuck in a 9 to 5 job. You don't have to belong to somebody. You belong to yourself. You don't have to belong to your emotions. No, you don't. You belong to yourself. So get out your door. Get out your home. Get out of your comfort zone and start exploring, and you will see that you will get stronger emotionally. You will see that you will get stronger mentally. You will see that by walking in nature every day for 30 minutes at least, you will bring down the overthinking process, and you will pour out into the earth the negativity that beholds you. And this will bring us to the next stage. You will start to believe more in yourself. Believe that you are already in control. Build the confidence within you. Build up a strong inner voice. So this voice can shut up the other disruptive voices that we have inside and basically tell us how not to do or how to do or how to live our lives. Get your power back. Focus on you by studying, working smart, and employing these stages of controlling the emotions. And challenge your weakness as they are your next triumph. Challenge your weakness because they are your next triumphs. You are so blessed. You need to tell that every single day to yourself. How to get rid of your emotions? Well, have a clear vision of what you want. Have clear goals. Make it simple. Visualize yourself into the next stage that you belong. Have a great supportive network of family, friends, and colleagues. Get rid of the toxicity environments that you have. Remember that you are in control. Start reading about the topic of emotions. Dedicate your time to explore the world, and you will build confidence enough to build your inner voice, which will carry you to the next stage. To build that belief system in yourself so you can go and smash everything that you want to in your life. Folks, hope this had been helpful for you, and hopefully you will start to incorporate these actions toward building up yourself emotionally, which is really important, especially into our day-to-day time. So get over the emotions and start learning about them more. So big hug from TK. This is it for today. This is Always at the Top podcast. See you next time, folks. Happy days.